Guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we will be taking a look at the Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows Marvel Legends 2-pack, of course having Spider-Man and Spineret in it, with the all-new Renew Your Vows mold. On the top of the box here we have the Spider-Man Anniversary. Of course, behind the figures here we have Spider-Man and Spineret with pictures. The two pictures they used on the side here. On the back, we can see all the accessories they come with. I'm trying to block off MJ so you can see it. Of course, normal Mary Jane head, two open hands, flipping hand, fisted hand. Same goes for Peter. On this side, we get a nice look at the figures. Not much more on the bottom. Oh, wait a second. There is something on the bottom there. And, of course, a picture of Spider-Man. So, with that being said, let's take a look at the accessories. So, taking a look at their accessories, we actually have quite a bit for both of them. Like, this is what every Spider-Man should come with, you know. So, I guess let's start off with the heads. For MJ or Spineret, we have a Mary Jane head, you know. I would say this is a really good one, just to like, put on a Mary Jane figure, you know. Solid. We also have Spineret. I don't know what to say about the heads. They look nice. Paint apps are really good on all of them. The sculpting's good. And for Pete, we have, of course, the best Peter Parker head we've ever seen. I think this is the closest I have to it, but the Craven one. You can see it's very similar, but just slight differences. Like this one has a darker skin tone, I'd say. Of course, he's not cut up and bruised. But this is without a doubt the best Peter head we've ever gotten. And as for Spider-Man, it's another Spider-Man head, you know. But for the eyes, it does have more of a like 90s... Crap, about dropped it. More of a 90s animated feel to the eyes, which is nice to see. The webs look really nice. All the paint came out really good on mine. So, and moving on to the hands, I'm not going to get super close looks at them because, like, you know what they look like. The webbing's nice on them. I never found any problems. But I guess I'll look at Spider-Man's closer because they're the same for each of them. As you can see here, we have two web shooting hands. That also goes for Spineret. Two wall crawling hands. To me, it feels like though this should have gone just a little bit higher, like crossing the knuckle there. I don't know, it looks fine. It just threw me off because I never noticed it before. But it's like that on all the hands, I guess. And then, of course, a pair of fisted hands. But, like, this is what Spider-Man should come with. And Amazing Fantasy came with this stuff, too. In fact, I think his wall-crawling hands... Yeah, his hands are different. They're slightly, like... I don't want to say... They're less bold in color, and, like, they also come out more, if that makes sense. I don't know how to describe it. You can kind of see what I mean here. Anyways, let's actually get these on the figures and take a look at those. Here we have the figures out of the packaging, and I do have to say, they look really, really nice. I did have some paint problems on both of them. It's pretty minor stuff that you won't notice easily, but let's actually take a closer look at the articulation, starting with Spineret. So Spineret can look up at pretty much a 90-degree angle. You know what, let's just move Pete out of the way for this. This is fun to try and hold. Alright, can look up almost 90 degrees. Look down the same way. Arms go out into a little over a T-pose. Bicep swivel. Nice double-jointed knee, elbow. Hands go up and down. This goes for all of them, as you can see here. Of course, they have a little swivel, diaphragm joint, legs kick up that far, double jointed knees, thigh cut, feet go out that far, and she does have some ankle pivot right here. Gosh dang it. Still a bit tight. So my problems with this figure, I guess it's on the other side. You can see there where like the red paint just overlapped a little bit. I saw a lot of people having problems with the webbing down here, but shit, I got it. Where they don't connect the web lines here. I don't know what happened. I'm guessing it just went over, but it is really weird. I don't think there's anything else. Oh yeah, I don't. This is clearly for another mold, like different figure, but I don't know what that hole up there is for. I can understand this one to an extent, like it's fine. But could someone tell me what that one's for? Because it doesn't make sense. There's nothing you can plug in there. So setting her up over there. And then we have the figure everyone's talking about, Spider-Man. Now this figure, of course, I'm sure you've seen everyone talking about how it is just the best Spider-Man figure to ever come out. Or best Legends one, that is. So looking at Pete, he can move his head all the way up. Look that far down. Arms go out to a nice little T-pose. Butterfly joint. Goes back decently far. Goes forward. Bicep swivel. Double joint. Double jointed elbows. Maybe. Don't break on me. I don't feel like messing with that one too much further. He probably just needs a heat gun. Double jointed elbows, as we can see there. Hands go out like that, up and down. Full 360 turn, and of course, again, this goes for the fists and web shooters. Nice little diaphragm joint here. As you can see, you get nice rotation out of it. He actually does have a bit of an ab crunch here. Of course, we saw this a few days ago with Daredevil. Legs kick up that far. He does have a thigh cut. Double jointed knee. Shin cut. Feet go out that far. They go up that far. He has nice ankle pivot. And he actually has toe articulation, which is nice to see on a figure. Now, of course, looking at the paint apps, mine had one glaring problem. And that's being right there, you can see whatever happened to it. It got marked up with white paint. I don't know if it was being in the box with her, what it was, but something caused that. And it's not on the other one, so I know it's not just a normal issue. I don't see anyone else having that. But that's really my only paint app issue. When it comes to the designs on the figures here, my biggest problem is that this is supposed to be from the Renew Your Vows book. In that book, his spider was much, much smaller. Like, it took up probably the amount of space just that midsection does right there. Like, that's all the spider took. So it is kind of upsetting to see that, but like, to me, it's not as much of a problem because I'm not going to view it as just a Renew Your Vows. This will probably become my main Spider-Man on the shelf, if I had to guess. And of course, you know, we're going to be seeing Spineret in the new Across the Spider-Verse here soon. Because she was seen in the trailer, she's on the front of the posters in the international ones. Yeah, international and China. She's on both of those posters. And I do have to say, I like this 2-pack quite a bit. It's very nice, like, especially the Spider-Man, especially him. He's posed so, like, he poses really well. He's really well articulated. And then there's Spineret, who was the surprisingly great figure here. I do have to admit, I did not think I'd like this figure as much as I do, and I was actually excited to see her get a figure. The only thing I wish they would just give female figures at this point, butterfly joints. That would make them probably some of the best you can buy, but sadly not. So, with that out of the way, let's actually get to scaling these. So real quickly, while I was getting them posed to scale, I discovered, if I can get to focus, that the foot on my Spider-Man is marked up quite a bit. It's a lot more noticeable without the camera. But that slightly bothers me. So, yeah, another complaint to throw on the pile. So, Spider-Man comes in at 6.2. And Spineret with the bun coming in at just 6 inches tall. So that is nice to see. I think that is one of the taller Spider-Man. I could be wrong on that, but I am pretty sure that all the others have been just 6 inch. Here they are next to Venom from the Venom and Null 2-pack. Here we have the Amazing Fantasy 15 Spider-Man, and you can see the height difference pretty clearly. I do have to say I really like both of these figures, but I do think this one should become a mainstream body sculpt, and it does appear to be, given they're giving Franklin Richards the Amazing Fantasy mold. And my only problem with it, I think it also was on the retro carded animated Spider-Man. My only problem is the holes. They're leaving those on for Franklin, which is annoying to see. So with all that out of the way, thank you all for watching. If you did go on to enjoy, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. And I do have to say, I would recommend these figures out a lot. These are must-buys in my opinion. But with all that said, I will catch you in the next one.